Back now with an exclusive story, courtesy of our partners at Investigative Post. We reported on an ethics complaint filed against Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown's campaign for re-election last year, which accused city workers of improperly campaigning while on the job. Well, while looking into that, reporter Jeff Kelly found that the city's Board of Ethics that would look into something like that hasn't met since February of 2020, before the pandemic. Since then, citizens' complaints have just gone unanswered. The office of the city clerk tells Investigative Post that the panel hasn't met due to a lack of a quorum. Let's discuss this now with the aforementioned Jeff Kelly. So Jeff, great reporting here as always. I mean, I read your article and I was like, how is it that you have this entity that is supposed to meet regularly and just hasn't? And I know the explanation here is that they don't have enough people currently on the board, right? Can you kind of walk us through why that hasn't happened now more than 2 years after they last met?
Well, I can't honestly tell you why, Michael, but I can certainly tell you how. If you look at the city's ethics board, it only posts minutes from meetings at the end of 2019, and even back then, the chair indicated that they were short of members. They were at least 2 members short. It's a 7-member panel. They were looking for maybe 3 new people to fill vacancies, and they just didn't get them. And 2 more people left in the time that followed. The chair left, and then another member, Attorney James McGavern, much admired in Buffalo, passed away this March. That left the board with only 1 appointed member, 2 ex officio members for a total of 3 out of 7. That's not enough for quorum. They've been unable to meet.
And so for people who are wondering, what in the world does the Buffalo Board of Ethics do? Can you give us kind of an explanation there and why this is something that matters, right? I mean, this is an entity that is supposed to be looking at complaints that come from citizens, and it's just not happening at all.
Yeah, among other things. So the city has a code of ethics that guards against conflicts of interest, for example. And the Board of Ethics is meant to accept complaints or reports that maybe the code of ethics has been violated and investigate them. And they have subpoena power to do so. They can actually subpoena documents and testimony if required. There's no record of them ever having done so, but they could. They also make sure that city officials file annual financial disclosures, again, monitoring possible conflicts of interest. As you noted, last September, there was a complaint signed by 140 people alleging that that Mayor Brown's election campaign was being helped by city workers, including police officers working on city time, in the case of cops in uniform, driving city vehicles. That's exactly the kind of complaint that the Board of Ethics is supposed to look at and evaluate, possibly investigate. But the complainants in this case got no response because at that point, the Board of Ethics was basically moribund. It hadn't met in 1.5 years. It wasn't capable of meeting.
Jeff, I'm out of time, but in 10 seconds, if you can, how many of these members are appointed by the mayor, and do you get any sense that maybe these spots will be filled now that there's some sunlight exposed to this?
5 are appointed by the mayor with the help of a nominating committee, and they are approved by the Common Council. The city clerk tells me that they're hoping to address this issue soon, but that's all I know.
Something I know that you will continue to follow. Jeff Kelly is a reporter with our nonprofit partners at Investigative Post. Make sure to go to investigativepost.org and read this in-depth article there. Jeff, thank you as always.
My pleasure. Thank you.